back, and we're going to go and play Maunga Pass by Honeybadgerhacker, who is here in chat, although it might just be reloading. So we got this one. Right, now I do have notes on this one. So, things to note. Of course, teas, manipulation, so we've got multiple sets of teas for different rounds, but judge from black teas, perfect. Any key design features? Angles into the greens and land movement. Perfect. We like those things. Any real-life courses that inspired this? Cabot Cliffs. I have some experience with that one. Wanted a little variety, little links, and in a boreal theme. Interesting. Okay, let's give this a go, see what we've got. So, obviously designed on console. You're a hero doing good work. Judging teas are black teas, but we've got 3 tea sets with like varying yardages. And we are going to go with pin 3 for this one, I think. So yeah, Honeybadgerhacker, aka I think Eric, I want to say, has slowly been building a name for himself. One of those people. We've got a lot of guys in Dream Team this year, I think, that are really on the cusp of a proper breakthrough course. I think his Sandy Boots in CC contest did I want to say pretty well, but I mean, I remember it, which I don't remember for a lot of the Dream Team courses, so the CC courses. So that probably is a good sign. Hideki as well, yes. Hideki was class and nailed the environment. A few of the whole designs were a bit funky, but the environment was quality with that one. Okay, so, I mean, I can't say I'm seeing Cabot Cliffs, but it's cool. Right, let's have a look. It does look a bit like a Syndra with the rocks and everything. Right, okay, let's have a little zoom out and see what we got. Lots going on here. Alright, so we got coastal holes, we've got highland sort of holes, we've got a lot of little rocks and things. We've got pines, we've got highlands backdrops, we've got a giant waterfall, big road going through the middle, lots going on, and a huge fuck off bridge. Excellent. Some clearly very big greens, so we'll get onto those. Also baby bull. Yeah, that one rock that they all use. Let's have a little look at this. This looks interesting. I will say the greens look massive from up here, so that feels like one thing we're immediately looking for. But definitely looks like it's kind of Harrier Creek inspired, I would say as well. Yeah, looks entertaining. Let's give this a look. So, first hole, and we're going up 65 feet, and okay, so we can kind of carry to here. Potentially drivable on the first hole, but feels like with that steep runoff in front. Okay, I think if that's the case, then they just look a lot bigger from the sky than they actually are. I mean, this one looks absolutely fine. So, yeah. Interesting bunker style. Like the sat-down bunkers, I think look really good. They're very menacing. They are very hard to make it seem like where they are from the tee, particularly away from the sun. So, good job there. Interesting green slopes. Really like this hole. I will say, I think the planting is kind of a bit too much and in your face. Like, we don't need all of this right here, and if we do, just sink it down a little bit. Just you'll see me do this a lot, where I'm kind of going to scout cam and then leaping back out. And what I'm doing is I'm seeing if anything's immediately grabbing my eye on that very first flyover. And like this tree is annoying the hell out of me, because it just keeps grabbing my eye, and I'm looking at that rather than looking at the golf hole. Whereas what I'd want to be doing is seeing like the bunkers or the things that are right in play. These aren't little circles though. They're like they're proper little pots. I'm really all in on the bunkering. That looks good. Right, with a drivable 4, is there any reason why I wouldn't drive it? Absolutely. Don't really want to be going for that. Don't fancy my chances going this way. I mean, I'm sure it is drivable, probably downwind, but I don't think it is today. I think I'm probably bailing out somewhere over here. But again, I think where you've cut the fairway makes a lot of sense. Works. We're going to take a little off this. And hopefully just get to the crest of the hill, and then we've got a pretty decent angle in. And we've got a horrible stance, of course. It's a really good first hole. Like, it's interesting, and I don't normally go for, well, I definitely don't go for drivable par fours as an opening hole, but I think because this one's so, you wouldn't, I think you've got to be a bit mad to go for it. I think it works. And there's a lot of sensible plays that I think will yield birdie far more often. I think that works well. Other things that are kind of grabbing my eye, like, I guess there's very little you can deal with this. But those single pine trees stems are really, really grabbing my eye, particularly as how they shimmer when you do that. Which there's not much you can do about it, but when you once you see it, you can't unsee it. Oh, classic! Knew I was going to miss that. This is why you don't critique things mid-putt. So don't move the camera. Of course you move the camera, but like you can't tell me now these aren't annoying you. I don't know what else you could have done. Just planting all feels a bit busy, I would say. I think there's a lot going on, and I don't think you need as much of it. Like, there's a lot of different colours, for example. We've got the yellow, the bright green, we've got the dark green, we've got the sunken trees, we've got very bright, we've got purpley, reddy sort of colour. We've got the white rocks. There's just a big kind of blast to your senses, and I don't think we really need all of them. Yeah, I would imagine the meter is maxed out. Solid captaincy here from Pithy. But no, I agree. I mean, it's purely a taste thing. And it's like, that's not something I'm critiquing at all when judging. It's literally just something that's grabbing my eye. Ah. That's a tough pin to get close to. At least for me. And there's a nice big reveal. Hey, this one I'm getting a bit more Cabot. Definitely. Now where is... Hey, Jamie. Now, whilst that little pine on that first was really annoying me because it was right in front of the tee, this one I think fits really nicely and just kind of makes it look like that planting is natural. So that one I'm on board with. I feel like bunker scaling of this one's a little bit off. It's just teeny tiny and you want something a little bit bigger. Sculpting on the ones by the green look great, like super deep and menacing. I'm not the biggest fan of the pin position. It's crowned and kind of breaking away in all directions. Like, when we're breaking away here, away here, away here, and down here hard, like, we need to be flattening this out, I'd say. But great looking tee shot. Down 64, so we can carry it. A little bit of a hog's back sort of spine in the middle of the fairway. Add some interest. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a bit of a road hole to this one, isn't there, as well, with how you've done it. I like a lot of the green contours, but there's a lot going on this green, and it means it's very segmented. I think some of these slopes you could smooth out. Maybe of these 3 slopes, I think you probably only need 1. That sort of ratio. It's just gone a bit wild on this green, I would say. Ah, the fast is not what we wanted. But a cool look over the next couple of holes coming along. Please sit. Actually, that's okay. Nearly. Good solid first 3 holes. I feel like the rock wall doesn't really fit either. It's like, it just strikes me as a little bit gimmicky. And to me, like rock wall like this is it's either super manufactured, as in like courses on parkland courses where they put it in. Like the one that I always think of with a really classy kind of rock wall was the Dario one at Susquehannock, like his short little par 3 there. And either we've got, I mean, the island is either there naturally, in which case we don't need a rock wall, or it's very manufactured, in which case the rock wall is purely enhancing the fact that it's manufactured. Now the green itself I quite like. I mean, it's got some really big slopes, but I can see how they'll play fun and make it play differently. I do not want to play a pitch. And we have gone all sorts of wild with bridges. Yeah. Greens are tough. On, sneak in. Thank you. Honestly, my main takeaway so far is there's just a bit too much going on. I've just seeing the red clubhouse in the background as well, and like that's another really bright colour that for me just doesn't fit. There's everything going on, and we don't need all of it. Like, pick a couple of core ideas and stick with those. But I like it. I like the green. The greens are a little bit wild, I'd say. As in, I think I like the slopes. It's just we're segmenting things just a touch too much. Really like the deep bunkers. I think those work well. I think the wind here is good for us. Nice, because I didn't really fancy hooking something around the trees. I don't really see why the fairway needs to stop here. I'm just going to leap back to this. I understand why we're not going right, like, as in drawing a fairway edge right the way through here because we've got a tree there. But we've come in way too much, like where this is pretty low and flat, and we could, I think there we could be running fairway with no problem whatsoever. Cool, look, really cool green site. Your sculpting on these islands could be better, like it's pretty sharp, and I think we can make that a bit more gradated into the water, but it's a good look. And you've done well to hide this horrible highlands, like little spit of land that comes up. Actually, that looks really good. Tree line back here looks awesome. Yeah, lots to like on this one. It's it feels a touch harsh, but hit a bit of a better shot. They're pretty big trees, but then kind of okay with that. Like the pines that you see on Cabot are pretty huge. Might need to go. Not too bad. I'm just trying to get work out put into words like what it is with these green slopes that I'm struggling with. I think we're kind of basically saying unless you've got the perfect shot, you're putting up a pretty heavy tier, which we can smooth some stuff out. Yeah, I mean, I tend to scale quite a lot of my trees down, actually. I think some of them come out huge. This is a nicer tee shot in that we've gone proper narrows, short par 5, so all good. Yeah, again, I just think in position, we're right on a down slope, and then it's going the other way, and it's breaking away from it. Like, this needs a flatten. It's just a bit of a tricked up pin. Although short par 5, it's okay. Super tight tee shot, which I'm good with. So if I lay up, what's my option then? Really good green site. Like this one a lot. And those two bunkers sit really nicely. Although, I say this, but then I really like the green side because I kind of feel like it's one hillside and then it's coming on this way. I would love to see this land up a bit, so that we're not basically putting a green on a plateau and having a huge run off this side and it falls off this way. I think this would play so much better if we could bump shots in from this side and run them on. It just gives an extra option which we don't have on this hole. Well, I'm not making it over, so red fast we'll probably get away with. Go, 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 go. Really cool view coming into this one. Oh, maybe we can reach into them. Yeah, I mean, this pin is just an absolute no for me, I think. Like, we've got giant slope running away from it here, and then it's funneling in here for... We've got a little bit of a backstop, like, just this area around the pin needs space to breathe. Which is a shame, because I really like this approach from where you put the green. Good point, I haven't looked. And there's a shot. But, like, I feel like, yeah, I don't know. I think I've hit as good of a shot as possible, and, like, there's no decent putt you can leave yourself around this pin. Yeah, 174. Which is a good green speed. So we'll just lag putt for a birdie. No, I know, but you know what I mean. Like, there's no way of leaving like a decent flat putt, or like not even a flat putt, but like an uphill putt, because you just can't get to there. I'm very happy with my shot in. Okay, and this one is all different colour. Is there a reason we wouldn't go for it? Yeah, it did. I think you can protect the pin as well as you can, but just still allow a... You can accomplish the same thing in a different way. Let's see where we end up. Whee! That was a really bad shot. Yeah, I mean, got what it deserved. So, I mean, this one actually I'm completely fine with this pin because it's a short par 4, so by the same logic as a par 5 that's reachable in 2. But here we've got much more space around it. We don't have to hit the absolute perfect shot. There is, like, if I'm putting from here, I think that's a decent look. If I'm putting from here, that's decent. Even from here, like, there's places to leave the ball around it. With the last one, there wasn't anywhere. Still, we'll take 2 birdies in a row. And a par 5 to come. Did you say this was boreal? This is 100% not boreal. I'm confused. Or is it like boreal style planting? Yeah, I'm bemused. On the form it says can build on my strengths with planting in a boreal theme set. Just a bit bemused. Okay, anyway. Good look off the tee. I think we can carry over that corner. Ah, that would figure. Got a little way to bounce this in, I think. I could be wrong, but it almost certainly isn't. But it feels like every single green is on a plateau with a fall off left and a fall off right. Which, I mean, for this hole works, but with the previous one, obviously we had the mountain on the right. Oh, goodness sake, that is an awful swing. Sit hard. Yeah, got what it deserved. Oh, well, why couldn't we have done that first time? Still. Let's go find this bunker. Or that one. Either of them works. Bunker sculpting's good. I'd say that's been a real strength. And I have absolutely stymied myself behind this little spine. Put a spin on that, maybe? I mean, I absolutely hate that that shot is possible. That should be complete death, and you're short-sided yourself and not be able to roll it down there with full spin. But hey. Yeah, same kind of comment with the green. Like, I think we've just segmented things a little bit too much. You're either, let's say the pin's up here, you're either on it and putting, like with a very good look at eagle, or you're putting up a giant slope and you're just two putting. Like, there's no possibility of making a putt from off the absolute perfect tier. It's a way of doing greens and difficulty. I just think we can smooth out the land between the tiers a little bit to mean that you're not just. Ooh, okay. This is not where I thought this hole was going. As we. I'll work out where this bunker comes into play. So we're playing back up the way we've just come from. See, this green's better. I like this green because even if with this pin, if we're down here, the yellow means it's like a little less punitive if you're just lagging towards. Yeah, somewhat shared fairway works. That makes sense. Okay, I see why that one's there. Further out, we play this way. Might like you to open this up even more because I'm kind of just pushed it hitting to here, I think. Although that's partly towards to do with the wind. I think I wanted the fast. Turns out I didn't want the fast. Oh, I've smashed the putt. Damn it. That's just a really bad putt. But there's different, like, as in, I still have an outside look at birdie. Ah! I'm amazed I've made that. Yeah, oh, I guess is the red for red team? I have no idea, Axel. Absolutely no idea. This is interesting. So what, do we play out to here and get a bit of an angle down there? Or do we go down this little chute? Try going down the chute. Oh yeah, but I mean I hit one abysmal shot. Come down. There are helping slopes. That's irritating. Yeah, I'd say a few of these pins are a bit borderline for me. Like, yeah, they're fine. Just think we could be putting them in slightly better positions. I think you do have some pretty significant puddling issues there, which just as in all of the green grids breaking in towards down there. Oh yeah, true, it was. That is a good reminder. Well, in which case I'm doing alright. Oh. That one didn't feel like me, but it's alright. Yeah, Ben, no. Very much not so. I don't feel comfortable with this shot at all. Nearly. Oh, that was some pretty big grass, but then we are very much not supposed to be playing from down there. There's a par. I mean, somehow still under par. I definitely like the planting better when there are fewer colours on show. Like here it looks much more homogeneous compared to when we were looking back up this way. There's just all sorts of whites and bright greens and popping. Partly that's to do with the sun. Here's an interesting one. I like the green site overlooking a lot of things. This hole just feels kind of in the middle of everything, which I like. I think we can go out to there. As we play over that tree on the corner. Would have loved to have had a bit more fairway just in front of where I'm going, but I get why it's not. Right, slow. Come on, wind. That will do. We'll take that. Dreadful shot, but it should be fine because you can do anything with a flop, with a splash shot. Yeah, again, this green I like. Like, there's enough green slope that I think it works. If you put a pin back here, that's just like I want that smoothing out. If you put a pin here, then that's dicey as hell. Slightly worried about where your other pin's going to be. One here, one here. There's one there. That's yeah, a bit touch and go, I think. Right, where are we heading now? Okay, so I imagine downwind this is very doable. Crosswind not, but you could fully loft it and probably get an extra 5%. And it is. I'm not good enough to do that. I'm just going to head over. Oh, no, we don't even have enough for that. Damn it. That's a good use of elevation change. You're surprised? You were saying? I mean, regulation birdie. This back nine, I'm scrambling like hell. I like the water to break it up. The little lagoon is a cool feature. I think that works well. I would 100% be opening up this side as well. Just let's be able to see a bit more of the golf hole. Especially as I'm playing. I don't know, I feel like this is forcing a layup a little too much. But then 4-8-4. Yeah, I hate the pin. That's yeah. I maybe that is the meta with like platinum level design, but I don't know. That's just way too close to a red slope, and there's literally no way to get that on that close. Yeah, I mean, well, I laid up with a. Well, I laid up, didn't I? I hit a 3-wood, so like I'm fine with it being a really short par 5. Just if you're getting close to this, it's more by luck than judgment, because the ball is bouncing all over the place. So then we look at where we can lay up. I mean, I feel like yeah, it's par 5. It's fine. I get the choices made. I don't much like. I understand the logic behind it. Yeah. Also, not really sure why we're bringing the fairway in here. Is there there's a little bit of a drop, but that fairway over similar stuff. Yeah. Okay. I'm kind of almost feeling like I might as well go for it because I'm going to end up somewhere off the front anyway. And I feel like the worst position I could be in is if I lay up trying to pitch over that towards that slope off the back of it anyway, so I might as well go for it. And we'll just see what happens. Yeah. That's about as good as we could hope for. We'll take a birdie. I just don't feel good about that because I have just hit as a shot to nothing and kind of rather than planning out, because I don't think I was left with a particularly good option. This hole I like I like a lot. We've introduced camber, the river looks class. I think granted the lighting is helping us here as well, but I think the more open space. I know! The more open space and like bigger hillside really helps. Green looks great, bunkers in front of the green look great. Really like this one. Framing's good, short left. And again, I don't think it's a coincidence that there's fewer colours in front of us. Like there's less to cloud your vision, and it looks really good. Let's just go this something fun and like. I also like that you're playing with camber by like that's annoying, but that's fine. I played that shot knowing what it was. Like you were asking us to hit high side and run all the way down to the low side. Like that's an interesting strategy that you haven't done before. I think it works well. Like, there'll be people who hate that shot, but I'm all for it. It's interesting. Keep going. Okay. That's the flattest putt I've seen all day. I mean, other than the uphill nature of it. Come on, turn in. Just a little. So close. Well, there goes our birdie streak. That, I would say, is one of the best holes we've had so far. I think you could just inch your tee a little bit further to the front and you get the most of that view. Also, would say you can probably use fewer of the rocks and bigger of them, and you generally get a little bit more of a better effect. Oh right, this is just a giant par 3 green. Yeah, I think green size has gotten away from you a little here. Good looking hole. Matty loves par 3 waterfalls. It is a very long par 3. Whee! Oh, I thought that wasn't going to turn in the end. I mean, yes and no. It kind of does help and it kind of doesn't, because it's the same as like with some of the other greens. If we find a long putt on those greens, they can be a lot worse than if it's a smaller green and we're just off. I wouldn't say bigger green necessarily equals help. Some of that planting's a bit interesting. I don't think I was meant to see that. Yeah, again, I don't really get why the fairway's cutting in here. I don't think... Yeah. It looked pretty hefty. Oh, and I've missed the fairway. I just don't... I mean, this is flat enough to be... It does, but the camber is no... One sec, let's leap off. The camber on the bit I'm on is no more severe than the camber here. Certainly no more severe than the one we've had before. I just don't feel there's a particular reason to suddenly go, at this point, nope, we're not cutting fairway on that bit, we're going around here. When... Yeah. No, I know it does, but... Yeah. That's my thinking. That might not be enough club, and that I don't feel massively comfortable shooting over this green. Is it OB? Not OB. Well, that's dicey. I do not feel comfortable with this shot. We're going to go with the 7. Oh, and I mean, thanks game. It's okay. We've made these up and downs all day. Just scrambling like a machine. I mean, it's almost certainly me rather than HB. And 18. Good, I'm glad we've got the kind of downhill look back again. Funky green to finish, but framed really nicely by the bunkers. Can definitely carry that. The worries about running out, which is interesting. Go there. And I think that's a good enough tee shot that it's going to bounce on and go straight. Yeah, again, the fairway cutting in, I think if you're going to cut the fairway in, there should be a really clear reason for doing so. Like here makes sense, right? Because we're winding it around planting and we've got elevation change, and here, up to here makes sense because we've got a bunker, but let's just then take it back out again. Like, people could use that fairway. Or give a reason for cutting it by sculpting, what have you. That is a tough old pin to finish on. Go on, be good. It's a little too far. I mean, it's definitely a good challenge. I would query how you've accomplished the challenge with some of the there we go. With some of the pins. I'm never going to manage a better back 9 on that course. Well, there we go. That's really enjoyable. Like, it's tough. I think there are some really good holes on there. There are some where, for me, you miss the mark a little bit more because of a lot of the big, bold stuff that you're trying to do. I thought the first was a really good opener. It's clear that you're thinking about strategy, and that is definitely making a difference. I remember playing sandy boots, and I felt that got a bit samey after the front 9 holes. I don't think this did in that same way, and certainly holes like 17 and 15, where you're asking us to do interesting things with camber and elevation, definitely really helped. What else have I got? Yeah, I think you can tone down green slopes a little bit, or just kind of. I like a lot of the ideas. It's more just smoothing the what's the word? The transitions between different tiers, or like the areas where, if you're not on the perfect tier, what are we left with? That sort of thing. Otherwise, yeah, I thought it was enjoyable. Yeah, planting a little bit bright for my taste. There's a lot going on, and personally a fan of a more muted kind of cohesive style than like lots of shiny objects and chucking them all at you. But I know that does work for some people, so that may be a personal preference thing. What else have I got? Yeah, I think the only hole that really stood out as it just did not particularly fit for me was that island par 3. I think everything else fitted really nicely. That one felt at odds with the rest of the course a little bit. But yeah, I can see the tee manipulation does all sorts of crazy things. So we'll look forward to giving that a round again and seeing on different tees and pins. So yeah, guys, thank you very much as ever for joining on. That'll be me done for the evening. Gonna try and get an early night tonight. But yeah, this will be uploaded to YouTube in the morning, and yeah, thanks for following on. Congrats to both Eric and Justin for really good courses. Have a good evening and see you soon.